Two unemployed actors. Two unemployed actors. They're just between projects.
Welcome back to Two Unemployed Actors. I'm Max.
I'm Sam.
Big show today. We've been busy. I've been really busy.
You have?
It's been good because it's been busier on the acting side, which is what I want.
Yes.
But I'm like, you're busy when it's a Thursday afternoon as we're recording this, and I'm lying on the couch just zoning out, and I'm zoning out to Parliament question time. And a little bit of Candy Crush. So you're tired when you're zoning out to politicians.
Yes.
And you actually listen to Parliament question time to relax. Anyway, enough about me. It's a bit weird.
Makes sense.
I've had this week I've had Sunday was the short film Flood and Fire that was put off for the fire and the pandemic. Finally happened. Tuesday, social media advertising for RSVP, a dating site. And then Wednesday...
Did you say a dating site?
Yeah, that's RSVP. They're a dating site, as opposed to like a dating app.
Oh, I
It's all right. Welcome back,
for
Sammy.
some reason I heard RSPCA.
RSPCA. Well, you could date animals, but,
No.
it's for life. It's not just for Christmas or first date. And
Anyway,
yesterday was a cleaning company. Such a low-budget television commercial, any more lower, and I would have been filming it myself. Then today, voiceovers for the wine company, which is fantastic because I just got an email back going, I'll listen to download the files, I'll listen to them next week, and already pay the invoice. I'm like, can all of my clients be like this?
Yeah.
Anyway, so Sunday was great. I really enjoyed stepping back into a character in front of a camera. Because there's been a whole lot of reading off teleprompters for corporates and dry copy. Really good. It was a nice rural spot, about an hour from town, and a little country cottage, and it had that country cottage feel. Me playing an alcoholic father. Again, this is my second alcoholic father. Yeah,
typecast.
Any excuse for a drink. And, Jesus, don't joke about it.
No.
And so... Anyway, and then it was really good. It took like half a day to get the scene down. So a bit of blocking and that, but look, it went quite well. Good crew, big crew, like 15, and it was great to see the director Jack Allen Keach, who we've interviewed here with their partnership, Jack and Jacob. Actually having, he's running a full crew, full short film set.
That's good.
Yeah, it is. It was great to see. And I said to that, it's great to see. I remarked to him, it's great to see him in charge of a slick operation, because I think it was only not that long ago we were doing the interview, which was our first short film that I worked with him on.
Reasonably long
and
ago,
there was like about half a dozen of us on set.
It was at your old place.
Yeah, that interview was, say, a year ago.
Have you been here for a year?
Feels like it. Since August. So yes, possibly a year ago.
Oh my God.
But no, when we actually did the short film, the interview, it was only like 6 crew, including 3 actors.
Hey.
Fred. So he's definitely heading in the right direction. I think every project is just getting bigger and bigger.
Yeah,
and
cool.
It's great for his experience. Great for me too. And it's great when you work with someone before you just know. Lots of greats today. You just know how they work. It's really cool. And the way he relates to actors is really nice. It's just, it sort of flowed quite well. I was quite happy. Had no issues getting into the character. And getting to the moment, it was just a really nice set.
Perfect.
It's good. They're few and far between, so you can leverage them.
Yeah, that's good.
Especially with my recent experiences.
Oh yeah, love those stories.
I was telling Makeup on RSVP shoot Tuesday, which was just around the corner here, like 8-minute Vespa ride, and about that amazing, horrible shoot, and the character building one. She said, "Oh my God, like I have never, in my experience, heard of anything like that happening on any set, let alone all of it happening in the ones set to you." I'm like, "Yep."
Was that the like memorize this script?
Yeah. Memorize this in less than 30 minutes. Oh, actually, we have a teleprompter. Oh, let me just snatch the phone from you for no reason. And like, what? Random. So, lots of good experiences since then. Fortunately, helps me. Even like yesterday, where it's tiny budget. It's like a 3-month television. It's television commercial going to air for 3 months on
Still
a cleaning product.
professional.
No speaking whatsoever. Low budget. I normally don't do this, but anyway, they reached out specifically asking for me. So I'm like, yeah, okay. And too small for the agent even. And it was less than like the RSVP, which is ads for 3 months on social media only. But look, they were really nice. And it was a drive. It was like an hour and a half to get there. We're talking rural, not regional. And he was a bit cheeky in his response when I said, here's the fee. It'll be X amount this way and X amount back each way. Because I did say, look, for travelling, because it's an hour and a half. Oh, I thought you were in Sydney. It's only 65 minutes from the CBD. And I'm like, don't be cheeky, mate.
Yeah.
I replied and went, actually, it's an hour and a half each way. So it's 3 hours of travel for me. So it's what I'm implying is what I've committed to for a lot less, very generous half-day rate and not really much usage is turning into a full day.
Yeah.
Because it's like I'm leaving at 8 a.m. and I'm not getting back till 4. I'm pretty much not going to book anything else that day.
Yeah.
So do a few voiceover auditions at night. That's it.
Yep.
So you're doing all right. So anyway, but he was fine. He did agree to the travel fee. If you don't ask, you don't get. Right?
Yep.
It certainly made me feel better driving for 3 hours, knowing that I'm being paid for that, which is great, and all the tolls in between.
Yeah, awesome.
So it went really well. So it was a nice shoot. That really nice. Everyone was perfect. The client was there. They just got ranging of this product in Coles. It's already in Woolworths, and
Cool.
I fought really hard trying not to go back to Corporate Max because that was my job, to get ranging and negotiate with those terrorists.
Oh, yeah.
So more character building. So I was finding it hard to stay out of that lane. It's like, no, don't. It's like, and I did a little, they want half prices as well as, television commercial to get things ranged. Yeah, but we're part funding the half price. I'm like, I've got this, I know what to do to avoid all of your profit moving from one P&L to theirs. But anyway, I'm falling into that lane now.
I know.
You have to
Half the
if I
stuff
start talking about it, just smack me.
To be honest, I had no idea what you were saying from 8 minutes ago.
Look, I've worked with lots of people over 20 years who don't even know what they're saying, and they were put
There
in
we
front of
go.
customers.
So you're saying I could get a job?
Probably could. You could have been my boss at Kellogg's.
Oh, let's do it.
I swear, if that guy was told to clap, he'd miss his hands. So yeah, it's been busy. So and then today was just getting all the wine, which I have to say, the copy was written to be read a lot more than, like, say, the Dulux one, which is written by scientists for scientists to learn how to test consistently.
Right, okay.
So one would be a lot more interesting to read for an actor than the other. The
wine one.
And learning about wine, that's kind of more in my lane. I don't mind.
Some alcohol, yep.
It was great.
You sound like an alcoholic. Which is okay.
I know. I've played an alcoholic this week. I'm doing voiceovers for a wine company. There's a theme here.
Method.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't actually get
100%.
paid in dollars. I get paid in wine. No,
Cop it.
that's not true. Especially when I'm traveling.
You get paid in
for
wine
3
when you're
hours.
traveling, yeah.
For 3 hours, my travel fee's a bottle of wine on the way back.
Oh my God, you won't get home.
Not only that, there's so many more questions and answers. But anyway, moving on. How was your week, Sam? Quick.
My week.
What have you been up to? Oh, wait. Your news.
Oh, what, the non-acting news?
You're moving.
Yeah. Jess and I got a place.
Congratulations.
Yeah, it's surreal still. Like, we move in on Tuesday. My address is.
I get the feeling. I get the feeling between two actors living together in a relationship.
Oh
together,
no, our two listeners are going to come steal from us.
You're going
Sorry.
to both of them.
Both of them.
But I think what's going to be interesting, both of you guys living together as actors in a relationship, you'll find there's going to be a self-tape wall that'll
We've
be
already
like
planned one.
worshipped.
Yeah.
Have you?
We got a 2-bedroom place, and we're like, the next second bedroom will be like music room, office kind of space.
Yeah.
We'll have the blue screen set up constantly with a tripod in front of it.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
we're gonna have a self-tape.
That's so cool. Isn't
We
it?
just need like a light like this, like
yes,
like a ring light or something.
I recommend these Newman lights. Let me just have a look. I recommend these newer NEEWER.
Where from?
eBay. I bought these 2 lights with light stands, batteries, and a battery recharger for like 150 or something.
Both of them together for
Everything as one
150?
pack.
Oh wow. Okay. So
And having 2 lights that you can adjust to be warmer or colder,
yeah.
brighter or not as bright.
Dimmer
Jesus,
is the word you.
I'm such a technical light guy,
Clearly.
right?
Yeah.
But being able to do all that is great because no matter what time of the day or night it is, or what conditions you're filming
You can
in,
record a self-tape, yeah.
you'll be able to have a consistent, well lit.
Yeah, we've been having some fun experiences where we
Wall.
start in the afternoon and just progressively the same self-tape gets darker and darker.
I know it's really cool, and like you guys will have, I just keep mine set up all the time now. I've said to myself I don't need a dining room,
Exactly, and we'll have the space for that as well. We'll
That's
have the
great.
space to do that. So yeah, that's very exciting.
and you'll have a reader on tap.
Reader on tap.
Yeah, whereas I have to get Fred
Oh,
to
yeah,
read,
yeah.
or even Zoom someone in to read.
Yeah.
because if you need a reader, you have to have a reader.
I once was so desperate and Jess was at work that I recorded my own voice and left breaks for my character.
Did you do a funny voice, like a
No,
different
just
one?
the same one. It sounded really weird,
No,
but from afar it kind of worked.
Yeah.
Anyway, I didn't send that one.
Didn't you?
I just waited till Jess came home because I was like, this is
practice,
shit. Yeah.
practice.
Anyway, so that's super exciting. Also, Cooked is kind of going further and further. We're being in the news more. I think Cam, the director, is being interviewed. The website is up.
I saw that.
The filmcooked.com.
Thefilmcooked.com. Brilliant.
You can buy some memorabilia, which I helped colour.
Cooked
digitally.
memorabilia. It's hot.
It's very hot.
You get it? Because it's cooked.
Yeah,
Yep.
it's very hot though.
We
It's
understood
hot.
it. It just wasn't fun.
Get it while it's hot.
Get it.
But yeah, so just that. I mean, I'm yet to. I need to send more self tapes to my agent.
Okay. Oh, that's right. Yeah, you're under pressure. He told you.
Under pressure.
He did say you should send some.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, and that will occur, especially when we have the blue screen just permanently set up.
Yes.
As well,
Of course.
Which will happen actually by
You'll have no
next
excuse.
podcast. Will be for
Yeah.
even moving in.
You're out of
soon.
excuses. You'll actually be there with a wall, with
exactly.
a self-tape wall.
Exactly. Out of excuses.
Out of
yeah.
excuses.
But
you
other
have
than
to
that,
deliver.
other than that, just working.
Okay.
I got 2 more interests from my headshot business.
Sorry.
Oh, you fool.
That's good.
So that's good. Yeah. If that kicks off, that'll be great as well. So yeah, just working and figuring stuff
Working
out
and
slowly.
hustling.
Acting, to be honest, has been like left a little bit
Yeah.
just because of the new
Yeah.
job and stuff, and just I got a new car
Lots
and all
of
that
new,
stuff.
yeah, new car,
Lots
new
of new.
job, new house, new
But-
everything. It would be great when you settle down. You're back in the vibe
Yeah,
of
but, like, getting
living
back
with
into it
scripts and stuff.
100%, and the
yeah.
self-tape wall will help.
Yep,
I
yep.
think pre-set up, just head home and the lights.
And you and Jess
especially.
just building off each other, just
Yeah,
you know,
we
with
both
more
have
and
to
more
do a
stuff.
bit
It's
more.
great.
But other than that, like just chilling,
Good.
and watching stuff.
Okay.
Watched Tenet the other day. I know I'm late to the party.
I didn't
You're
like it.
right.
Yeah.
The
no.
dialogue was way too quiet,
It's just a.
and I was confused from 5 minutes in.
I got it, and I even got that. Oh, that's going to be them when they went through that fight scene the first
The
time.
shitty thing is, on a
it was just so
multi-million,
long.
but on a multi-million-dollar film,
Long.
we found ourselves turning the volume up and down,
That's funny, isn't
as
it?
you said.
Yeah,
Remember you
it
said
was-
that?
Yeah,
Something like that?
because I mean, it's bad enough
just
when it
bad
feels
sound
long.
mixing
It's just that
or whatever.
yeah, like the special effects was so OTT in terms of sound that it even made it even more apparent when it was hard to hear dialogue in places.
It was just like the
And I went to the cinema.
background music was,
Yeah, and I know I'm
was
old
too
and
loud when they
partly
were
deaf.
talking, or then
Yeah, yeah.
the action when they weren't talking was way louder than the dialogue. So then you had to turn it down again and then turn it up to hear the dialogue.
It's
and,
crazy.
You know, it was a bit weird. And I love Christopher Nolan, so it was a bit unfortunate.
I think
but
if it had been half as long, and they'd really worked hard at what should stay in to make the story coherent, I think that would have been.
I actually
really good.
started to wrap my head around it near the end, though. When I saw the machine that actually like did the shiz.
Well, you were still awake at the end. That's a plus then.
Also, what's his name? Yeah. What's the guy's name? The guy who plays the antagonist. Not really.
Yes, British actor.
He's a British actor, and his accent was amazing because he played a
he's
Russian.
Yep. Yes,
Forgot his name, but his accent was really good.
correct.
His
How
accent
good's
was great.
Elizabeth Debicki?
The wife. Yeah, she was great.
When they were in scenes together, those two,
yeah.
great. That was a good scene. Calm down, Fred. Whenever they were in a
Yes.
scene together, the energy was great. But every other scene, just it just made the other scenes even more blah.
Yeah, it was a bit of a weird one.
Like when those two were going for it, there was drama, there was tension.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
you
there
know
was
what I
good
mean?
acting,
Like on
yeah.
the boat when they're having that conversation, like you could,
Yeah.
like that was a good scene.
That was a good scene. Yeah, they were good. That was actually good. That's a good point.
It
They
just
were
makes the others a bit more vanilla. So yeah, I mean,
it was almost like their acting and chemistry was too good for an action film.
you know what I revisited
Like-
on the same topic? I revisited Triple Frontier on Netflix, which I did see at the cinema.
TV show. Oh no.
Ben Affleck is in the lead. These ex-military guys get together to rob
yes, I
to
saw
rob
that.
a drug dealer.
Yeah,
That's
I
a
saw
different
that.
movie.
That was a good
to
film.
rob a drug dealer.
Oh god.
Yep.
Escobar.
And literally, they get together. They go and take the drugs. Lots of action. Get on a helicopter and fly away.
But the scenes are great.
But
yeah.
nowhere near as complex as the
Tenet.
plot for Tenet, right? Right. But the tension just escalates as they reach every obstacle, from not getting the altitude in the helicopter, having to dump money, to
Yeah.
people getting wounded, to the landing in a village of hostiles. Like, it's just the tension kept escalating. It really was engaging, and with all those characters who are great, lead capable characters,
Yeah.
actors, I should say, playing those characters. The tension was just there all the time, even
it
in
was
the
good.
moments where bullets weren't flying.
Yeah.
Like that moment where the helicopter gets altitude, you know it's a challenge, and you just get glimpses of the sun over the horizon, over the ridge.
Yeah.
And then there's that shot back into the cabin of the helicopter, and you can see the orange glow. It's like just teasing them
well
all,
made.
like you're just about to make it, guys, but no.
Yeah.
That is fantastic. So,
Yeah.
you've got something that's such simple plot. It's like an old Western, the way
way it is.
it's written.
Yeah.
They get the old posse together and rob the bank and off they go.
Yeah.
It's a simple story that's been told over and over again, but the way they held the tension and the way it built so
Yeah, you
cohesively-
don't have to write something completely new.
Boom.
Sometimes creating something so new,
Yeah.
it doesn't make
Yeah.
make it a
Look at the
recipe for
Matrix.
success.
Look at the Matrix. Complicated.
Yeah.
But still stands the test of time, and
Yeah.
that's hard to say for most sci-fi.
If you just change things, like change on things
Mm-hmm.
that already exist, you can sometimes be more successful. There's this 3-act structure and all this stuff that it's an algorithm that's made for success. And if you
Mm-hmm.
work around that while still creating this unique story, it's about the story anyway. You
is.
can create a unique story, you know? And I thought Tenet, the idea for it is awesome. It just, I don't know if it was executed as well as it could have been.
Because I think the one that it's kind of, I think a movie similar to Tenet in terms of sci-fi and the coming backwards and forwards and all that. The
Back to the Future.
Edge of Tomorrow,
Oh, yeah. Edge of Tomorrow is a bit Groundhog Day.
I guess. Yeah, true. Sci-fi Groundhog Day. I know,
Sci-fi
right?
Groundhog Day.
But it's
there
true,
have
isn't
been
it?
so many remake ideas around Groundhog Day.
Groundhog
Have you
Day
seen
the
those?
musical. Have you seen that?
Is that a thing?
Groundhog Day the musical.
Based on the film?
Yeah,
What the
I know. I don't know how successful it was or not.
Surely it's better than
Oh,
Spider-Man the musical.
Did Tim Minchin write that? I think Tim Minchin wrote Groundhog Day the musical. Anyway,
That's so random.
it is.
There's some random musical
That
ideas.
is me,
We
random.
do Goodwill Hunting the musical. That could be good.
Stop now. So yes.
Tenet the musical.
What else? Tenet the
It
musical.
would be even more confusing
Yeah.
because you wouldn't be just talking about what's going on. You'd be singing.
No, bad.
You'd have to sing in reverse.
So bad. So bad. COVID's picking up again in
It's not
Sydney,
great. It's not
and we had there was an MEAA, like a union event. Actors get together, booked in for Monday.
To discuss what to do.
So no, just it was an actors get together talking about opportunity for us to connect, because normally it's very difficult for us anyway.
Yep.
And also to hear from a psychologist about staying healthy, and also financial security. So financial planner talking about how to live really as an artist.
Yeah.
When it's gig to gig. It was for Monday morning, and unfortunately has to be pushed back because of the COVID. Actually, I think it's on Zoom, so it's still going ahead. And then Tuesday I was booked in to do a role play This is really interesting, this role play, because it's still going. I'm still in it. It's just pushed back a month. The same with Wednesday. But Tuesday, this is really funny because they got me to audition. It's a corporate role play to educate people on, the blurry line between what's okay to say and what's not okay. And generally the rule is in corporate. If you're not sure, don't say it. But effectively they gave me 2 scripts. One to be this racist joker in the office, and then try and then a short script on trying to get myself out of that hole that I've just dug for myself. So it's like me in the lunchroom going, and then this guy did blah, 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 and then he set himself on fire and it was hilarious. Blah. And then the next scene was, well, I didn't think it was inappropriate. I didn't think everyone laughed.
Yeah.
So it's that kind of thing. Anyway, I got this note back. Congrats, you got the job. It's great, Max. Client loved it. They were worried that you might be too racist to do the apology scene, but I assured them it was just good acting with a smiley face. So they've gone. There I am being the Joker with this racist comment as though I'm telling the end of a joke and laughing. Rah, rah, rah. And I actually recorded that 3 times trying to get the right vibe going before I locked it away for the 4th. But I found that a bit more challenging than the explainer. But anyway... all that aside, the client was so hooked on me being this racist joker that it's like that was hard for they've seen you like that.
Yeah,
it's hard to visualize you being the. I'm so sorry. I acknowledge I've done the wrong thing. I shouldn't have done that. I'm really, which was the script they didn't get me to do because the 2 scripts were the most challenging.
It's kind of bittersweet.
So I'm laughing, going, "Oh my god, I thought it was too racist." I love how he was open with that
You've got
feedback
one of
from the
those
client.
racist faces.
It's so funny. Oh, no, we can't joke about that. So I'm like, that is amazing to be sharing. Client feedback like that was hilarious. I just myself.
So did you make up the joke? Or?
No. It's a script. It's scripted. It's scripted.
What are they talking about?
So because the first script was telling the end of a racist joke in a lunchroom, and then the next script was explaining away to the boss, and then the third script which you didn't share was you being so apologetic and sorry for her. Yeah. So the first script they saw was me telling this racist joke and laughing and being an arsehole, and God knows I've worked with so many. Over my 20-year corporate career, it was very easy to do, just getting the right laugh. And then the explain scene. So they've gone and literally seen me tell this racist joke and enjoying myself too much and gone, I don't know if can he do the apology?
It's pretty good, though.
That's hilarious. It is great feedback. I know, and I love that.
Well, then they should have just sent it and
the agency knew that to tell me, the director.
They should have just seen if you could. Like, that's the point of acting.
Well, the thing is, they don't have the time. So they've just gone... audition and get me the right actors for the role, and then he's come back with me as recommendation, and they've seen the 2 scenes that were presented, and gone, great, but can he do the apologies to race? And the guy's gone, he's a good actor, he can do that. Trust me, sort of thing. Yeah, okay, so it's like, done. No.
Freddie, who's there?
As opposed to someone putting the bin out. As opposed to me having to go back, do another self-tape, and then send it back in.
Yeah, not much time.
Yeah. So that's worked well. But look, I mean, so it's locked in. Yeah. It's just pushed back because of COVID, which is fine.
Cool.
Importantly, projects are still moving forward, like the big ones like television series and films and that.
Yeah.
Obviously with more restrictions.
Yeah.
But we're just so used to operating in a COVID world. It's just making sure we're really dotting the I's and crossing the T's.
Exactly.
At least I'm fully vaccinated. I had the casting director for Wednesday said, we have to push back because of COVID, blah, blah, blah. So no worries. And like, what suburb do you live in? The client wants to know. I told them, I said, and tell them I'm fully vaccinated as well.
Well, that helps.
If that helps. Because they're like, will you be willing to get a COVID test? And I'm like, yeah, it's fine. Like, whatever.
Do you still need to get tests even if you, I mean, this may be a stupid question.
No idea.
If you're vaccinated.
But I think legally it's a grey area in terms of, can the client ask the casting director to ask the question of, are you vaccinated or not? Because getting vaccinated isn't compulsory. Yeah. It's not legally mandated.
Yeah.
So is it a form of discrimination? If you're asking the question, you're presuming that if they say no, you don't want to hire them. You know what I mean? So it's more like we want people to be COVID free and
But
abide by the
I don't know.
regulations.
I'd consider it similar to like, say you were doing a scene on a really, really, like the set was a really, really old, rusty boat.
Yeah.
And it's like, have you got your tetanus shot? And if you
yeah,
don't,
yeah.
sorry, can you get it or we won't cast you? I don't know if
Yeah.
that's discrimination or
Yeah.
just like it's a safety precaution.
Yeah.
Same thing. Like, you know, it's just the situation. I
I
guess.
do know I was certainly happy to volunteer that. It's like to give them some peace of mind. And because they were still only 90% there, they still got another 10% to make a decision on whether it was me or not. I'll find out this afternoon. But Wednesday's been pushed back another month. So at least, look, I've got a couple of jobs lined up, which is great.
Good on you.
It's just moved backwards. And voiceovers are kicking on. If anything, that'll probably spike next week if we go into further lockdown. The rumour is if we get lots of more positive tests today, we might end up Sydney being in lockdown. But
I just got a new place.
well, at least you can move. Like even with the last lockdown, people were still able to move out of home and that because people were in financial stress. Because
suddenly
suddenly
we have to break the lease.
No, I mean to move into your place.
Yeah, but I need to be able to pay rent.
Oh yeah, there is that. Yes.
No, but we have spoken to them about it and just about change.
I think
anyway.
there's a lot of sympathy for COVID hardship.
I was very lucky. I spoke to my current job at St. Mark's, and he said that even during the worst of COVID last year, they were still open doing takeaway. So
That's
I
great.
won't lose my job.
That's good, isn't it?
That'll be good.
Yeah, that's good. Well,
It's just about lockdown,
touch wood.
I guess.
Hopefully, we'll be able to weather it again. You've been listening to Two Unemployed Actors. I'm Max.
I'm Sam.
And you'll hear us next week. Bye.
See ya.
Two unemployed actors.